Hello, Stewie, and everyone else on the World Wide Web of YouTube. Just like to thank all of the subscribers. We're now up to 25, so I'm blown away by all of the followings and all those people liking and subscribing. And if you're watching this, please continue to like and subscribe for some great videos. So anyway, here's the pond, and it's looking really clear. So there's been a modification now, going from having a sponge, a tube coming through there, to a sponge. I just remove these. There is now a cereal box with K1 in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a clean. This has already had 2 cleans today, and in the bottom there you can see already some debris and poop. I've got some rocks in there to just like kill the flow down at the bottom. So I'll just go through the order of it. So if I turn this pump off, we've got one pump off there. Down there, see it, it's an elastic band going through an air ball, a stone, an air stone. That is the pipe going up. It goes up to this bin, and the water flows in through here. And I've now got a half pipe, sawn off piece of pipe, in order to fit in that hole, with an elbow piece and a bit of sponge just to slow it down, so most of the water comes out of that pipe and therefore it flows upwards, and at the bottom of the settlement chamber there isn't much movement then, and so a lot of the waste does settle at the bottom, which is brilliant. And then I've then got this cereal box which with loads of holes in the bottom and a load of K1, and now inside this cereal box there is actually, it's basically a pipe, like a flange, a tank connector, and within that is one of those takeaway Chinese meal boxes, and that's got a load of holes in it to another flange. And what that does is it gives a bigger area for water to come in just than the 2-inch pipe. So the water travels through there into this box, so from that into this box, and that's where the pump is. But the modification here is I've actually put a load of Backy House media in, so that really there's biological filter that's submerged in water here as well as here, and of course the filter media here, the K1, is acts as a fines filter, a mechanical filter as well as a biological. So the rating for the Evolution Aqua Tempest is 7 litres of K1 or K1 micro. So this is about 5 litres, and of course the Evolution Aqua Tempest apparently does up to 5,000 litres. So with this being 1,000 litres, 5 litres of K1 alone is plenty enough. But that Backy House media in there as well massively increases it. But then it comes along to a shower, and I've slightly modified the shower, so now it's 3 boxes full of Backy House media, but rather than being a shower, it's all like submerged, so that the water gets to the top and then flows through. So I'll just show you a clean, basically. So this would be quite a long video, but one sec. Okay, so I've just removed this, the cereal box, and I've put a sponge in there which blocks it, and now that pipe isn't happy, so I need to turn that pump off so it fills back up. So that's the main pump off, and this here, now this tube here is what I use to siphon the waste, and it comes down through to here. That pipe comes in underneath, and I've got a bucket here. So what I literally do, oh, there's already stuff in here, is I'll take this and I'll turn this on, and there's already water coming out because it's pre-siphoned. So once out, I'll just empty it and get ready for a clean. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. That's the waste from this morning's clean. So I just did 2 little fills, just scraping up the rubbish. I'll get rid of that and then we'll do another one. Okay, so here we are. Here's the bucket. And what I'm literally going to do is just very quick that, and then look at all this sediment here. So for a proper clean, we are going to have to wait for a lot of this to drop. So I'll now take this down under here. It's very, very easy to clean now. I think I'll wait 5 minutes for this to drop, and then we'll get rid of that. And then the water that goes in the mop bucket, I can lift up and down, and that will clean the K1 media out as well. But what with having this, I don't have to worry about cleaning sponges each time. So yeah, it's really, really effective. It can all be done in-house basically. I was thinking about having a method where I'd put a pipe in the cereal box and go up and down, and that will clean all that K1 media as well. But it would release it into here, and I need some way of getting rid of it. But because this is internal within the pond, you need to empty the pond and empty the filter chamber. But because of the water in the pond, it would actually force the filter chamber to implode on itself. So actually you need another method. So this siphon stick method with the sediment on the bottom is probably best. Okay, so I've left it literally about 2 minutes. Still pretty murky in there, but a lot of the sediment's at the bottom. So what I'll do now is get rid of that sediment. So get the siphon ready. Angle it in here. So that's the siphon and the switch. So then literally I'll turn the switch and it starts filling. And now up here, apologies, but I'll just focus on this. Loads of sediment. And of course this is really good because this is all stuff that is directly coming out of the pond on a daily basis, rather than it being stuck within foam for 3 days, stuck within anything else and still being in the water system. This is literally getting rid of mechanical waste, on a daily basis. Not as often as a drum, but certainly as often as a Tempest or a Nexus, because those you can change and clean as often as you want, and this you can change clean and off as you want. At the moment it's 3 times a day, but no doubt with time it'll be once every few days or whatever, but at least the method works. Okay, so that's most of the poop off the bottom. I'm not going to clean all of it, but there's certainly advantages. Okay, so the water's quite high now, so I've just turned the tap off. So that's that done, that's a clean, and I'll get ready now to show you this in a mo. Okay, so here it is, that's the water, absolutely filthy. What I'm going to do now is literally, I don't know if you can hear it, but the K1 lifting, and that's just going to drain some of the K1. I'll show you this in detail in a minute. So that's the that's the cereal container, that's the tank connector, and if you look inside, it goes into like basically a Chinese takeaway box. So there's a coupler and then another tank connector which connects to the tank connector, which means that it's a much bigger area to take water in. I tried with just the 2-inch pipe and it was actually draining and costing a lot on the pump. So like the pump wasn't getting enough water through, but with that bigger, it's actually working, and the takeaway container is actually positioned upwards, so I've tilted it so there's not much of the container. There we are, there's the bottom side of it, and it comes up here, and then you can turn it on an angle, a bit like I'm doing with the camera, if you want better flow. But all of that K1 media there is acting as the mechanical filter, which is great. So pop that down. This isn't out of the water very long at all, which is great. So that can go in there, and just leave that for a second. And then look at all this poop. Absolutely filled. I mean, that's difficult to... There we are, you can see it. So that's a day's worth. Not feeding them very much. So as a method, it works. So then this over here, quite simply, take that sponge out, which was a bit of a block. Attach it back onto that pipe, and then we're pretty much good to go. Back here, turn that switch on, turn that one off because it's just a spare one, just to keep circulation. So the bacteria here, bacteria house media, has been about 4 or 5 minutes without water, which isn't enough really to affect it. That's a bit of waste still in there, but nowhere near what was originally in there. So I do this clean maybe once a day, and then, but you could also just leave that in there and then just do like a general drainage clean like as often as you want, with just the sediment in the bottom. Alright, so that's the filter system. Works really, really well. Amazing results, really, really clear water. You're using plenty of K1. It's a gravity fed internal system, so you're getting, because it's gravity fed, you're getting all the heavy large sediment coming into the bottom. It allows for bacteria house media as well, and really this K1 and that media there is probably enough for the whole pond easily. So cheerio.